What's up guys, it's the Actual Justice Warrior here, and today we're going to talk about the battle for Berkeley. Or is it the Battle of Berkeley? Whichever one sounds more badass, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so a few months back I made a video, or actually two videos, on the Milo Yiannopoulos speaking event at Berkeley University. Milo Yiannopoulos was scheduled to speak at Berkeley. I think he was invited by the college Republicans, and the Berkeley students and AntiFa, which is a radical left communist organization, decided that it was their goal to shut the event down. The video from that event was crazy. People were rioting, starting fires, pepper spraying women in the face for what they thought were Make America Great Again hats, but in reality she was wearing a Make Bitcoin Great Again hat. Of course, the regressive left didn't condemn the attack on free speech and the violence that happened at Berkeley, so it kind of emboldened these people to come and attack more. And this is nothing new. It didn't start with Milo. It didn't start with Trump. But it seems like every time there's a right-leaning rally or a right-leaning event or just a free speech event, Antifa or the social justice left come and attack it. However, unlike those other times, it seems like the people at the free speech rally were ready.
Hold the line!
Here's an image of Lauren Southern. She was scheduled to speak at the event. She actually had to show up in a helmet to protect herself. And if you look at the videos, that helmet actually did really help her. She actually ended up dodging a bunch of M80s that Antifa were throwing at her.
My ears are ringing from an M80 that bounced off my helmet and onto the ground beside me.
Watch out!
Oh my god, it hit me!
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
And while M80s are considered fireworks, they're actually like little pieces of dynamite, and they're really dangerous. People have had hands blown off because of M80s. They've been injured in all kinds of ways because of M80s. And of course, these leftists think, well, that's a great thing to throw at people who disagree with you. As you can see from the videos, the attacks were really vicious. They're taking people who showed up to the event, pulling them into the crowd and beating the crap out of them. Of course, like cowards, they're wearing all black, they're covering their faces, probably to hide the fact that they're rich, spoiled fucking kids that live in Berkeley, that can actually afford to live in Berkeley. And it's really disgusting and it's really hard to watch, in my opinion. As previously stated, the free speech advocates were ready, and not just with defensive material, they were actually ready to go toe-to-toe with these people. And that's why this is not the attack on free speech, this is the Battle of Berkeley or the Battle for Berkeley. As you can see, people are getting fed up with these black blocking tactics, and they're starting to fight back. And while it might be satisfying to see some of these people get what they've been giving out in return, this is a dark turn in American politics. Violence is not okay, and while I'm all for self-defense, and a lot of these cases are self-defense, we can't get to a situation where people of different ideologies are physically clashing in the streets. Unfortunately, this is what Antifa has kind of brought to the party, and they're kind of reaping what they sow, but it's still something that I would try to avoid. The battle really turned when Antifa, in their infinite wisdom, decided to throw a smoke bomb, but they threw it against the wind. So what ended up happening was they were trying to smoke the other people out, and the wind blew the smoke right back at their faces. While this is hilarious, and it did cause the battle to turn, like, it just goes to show you the kind of tactics that these fucking leftists are bringing to free speech protests. And if you read their explanations for why they're doing this, they say that they're not against free speech, but if they don't organize to stop these people from speaking, they might organize and stop other people from speaking. As many people have pointed out, Antifa is a fascist organization masquerading as an anti-fascist organization, but overall, they're also a fucking stupid organization. Like, how do you not see that that's not ideologically inconsistent?
We have to organize to commit violence against them to stop them from speaking. Because if they speak, there's a chance that they might organize and then potentially commit violence against us.
It's kind of amazing that if you ask these leftists how they felt about George Bush's preemptive war doctrine, they probably tell you to a person that they are absolutely against the idea of preemptive war. But in reality, based on their actions, they're actually perfectly in line with a preemptive strike. Anyway, I don't have numbers on how many people were injured or how many people were hospitalized. As far as I know, nobody died, and that's a good thing. And I hope that nobody was seriously injured, either on the Antifa side or on the free speech side. There is a clip of a white supremacist, and when I say a white supremacist, I don't mean like Antifa, where they consider anybody who's not with them a white supremacist. I mean an actual white nationalist punching a woman in the face. And honestly, I feel like this clip is disgusting. I know people can make a case that she was attacking him or whatever, but in my opinion, the small percentage of people who actually were white nationalists were probably looking forward to getting into a fight. Yeah, so I know I've been gone for a few weeks, but geez, it seems like the more things change, the more they stay the same. The left is still as crazy as ever. They're still fucking attacking people in the streets for speaking. And now it seems like the right is fighting back, and this can only lead to negative consequences. Also, like the police, there's many clips of the police just standing down, like not helping the protesters or not trying to diffuse the violence. And it's reminiscent of the first Berkeley incident where they just stood down and let everything happen.
They're so safe! They're so safe!
Thanks for protecting and serving.
It's ridiculous, and I'm not exactly sure why they're doing this, but in a situation where somebody's throwing M80s, little sticks of dynamite, you need a police presence to deter that. You need the police to arrest these motherfuckers, unmask them, and charge them with serious crimes, because that is a fucking serious weapon. It may not be assault with a deadly weapon, but it's definitely assault with a fucking weapon that can maim. Like I said before, you can lose a hand, you can lose fingers, you can be significantly burned or scarred by an M80. So yeah, like I said before, violence is not okay in the political arena. If you are confronted with violence and you have to defend yourself, then you are allowed to defend yourself from violence, but don't seek it out. And don't be like AntiFa. Don't be like the left. Be better than them. Fight with your words. Use your speech. The reason they're battling is because their ideas suck. Most of these people are fucking communists, the most destructive, disgusting ideology to ever exist on the planet Earth. And that's why they're fucking resorting to violence, because that's what communists do. They're fucking thugs. Probably my favorite thing from this rally was the guy who actually showed up with a can of Pepsi and tried giving it to the Antifa. If you're curious why the right has become more and more popular, it's because of their willingness to embrace humor and their willingness to embrace memes, while the left takes everything so goddamn seriously and basically walks around with a stick up their ass. The idea that this guy showed up with a Pepsi can specifically to do this, specifically to troll these fucking communists who think they're overthrowing the fascist state by giving them a can of Pepsi is absolutely amazing. And I really wish that the tone of the rally could have stayed right there because it was fucking hilarious. And it's better to mock your opponents than to throw punches at them. So go out there and be better than them. I'm going to link to the videos below so you can see them in wider context. I'm going to link to Lauren Southern's channel so you can subscribe to her if you are so inclined. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about the battle for Berkeley. Even though it might seem like the good guys won, we've all lost the war if our political discourse has devolved into violence. If you like this video, then please show me by leaving a like. If you want to join the conversation, leave a comment below. If you disagree, please leave a comment below. Subscribe for more content. This has been the Actual Justice Warrior. Until next time.